Hello. In this series, we've talked about identifying sex addiction, what to do if your partner won't get help, and the myths that can hold you captive. Today, I want to just set aside all of that and talk about just one thing, which is you. I want to talk about what you're experiencing. If you are the partner of a sex addict, you might feel like you're losing your mind. You're exhausted, but you can't sleep. You're furious one minute, you're numb the next. You check phones, you check bank statements, computer histories, feeling like a detective in your own home, and you hate it. You're not crazy. You're not overreacting. What you're feeling has a name. We've mentioned it before. It's called betrayal trauma. It's a real, legitimate, profound psychological wound. And in this video, I want to give you a guide to understanding it and, more importantly, how to begin healing from it. Let's get into it. First, let's be very clear on what this is. Betrayal trauma is not just being hurt or sad that your partner cheated. It's not just a rough patch. It's like the specific shattering trauma that occurs when the person you have depended on for your safety and security and survival, your primary attachment figure, your spouse or partner, is the one who is now the source of the danger and the deception. It's a trauma that has been compared in clinical studies to what soldiers experience in combat. It has all the hallmarks of post-traumatic stress disorder or PTSD. Why is that? Because the person who is supposed to be your safe harbor is the storm, and that shatters your entire world view. It's super tough. And this is why your body and your mind are reacting so intensely. And so I want to walk you through these symptoms. And as I do, I want you to just notice if they resonate. Okay? You're hypervigilant. This is the detective work. You're constantly on edge, looking for the next threat. Your nervous system is stuck in on. You have intrusive thoughts. You have unwanted images or thoughts or mind movies of what they did or what he's done or what he might have done, and you can't get them out of your head. You're emotionally numb or intensely volatile. You either feel nothing at all, or you're swinging from intense rage to deep sobbing grief to paralyzing anxiety, sometimes all within a few minutes or within an hour or on the same day. You have brain fog. You can't concentrate. You forget what you were saying. You have trouble making simple decisions. This is a physiological response to your brain being in survival mode. And you have physical symptoms: insomnia, nightmares, exhaustion, stomach problems, headaches, a suppressed immune system. Your body is holding the trauma. You're questioning your reality. This is one of the most painful symptoms. You start looking back on your entire relationship, you review everything, your memories, and you're asking, was any of that actually real? It's devastating, and it's the cost of this level of deception. If you're nodding your head to this list, please hear me. You are not crazy. Your body and your brain are having a normal, protective response to an abnormal and traumatic situation. You might be wondering, where do you go from here? Healing is not a straight line, but it does tend to happen in phases. So just to give you a little bit of an idea, phase one is the crisis or discovery phase. This is where you are right now, perhaps. Your only job in this phase really is survival. It's about getting through the next hour, the next day. It's not the time to make huge life-altering decisions. It's time to just start by getting safe and getting support. Just those two tasks. The second phase of recovery from betrayal trauma is the grief and understanding phase. And this is where that shock starts to wear off, and then the deeper emotions come up. The anger, the profound grief for the life you thought you had, you wanted to have, and the way you saw it. This is also where you start to make sense of what happened. Learning about addiction, learning about your own trauma, about what now has been placed upon you, this burden of healing. And then phase three is the rebuilding self phase. Notice I said rebuilding self, not rebuilding the relationship. That may or may not happen, but it's actually secondary for the moment here. This phase is about you. It's about reconnecting with your values, your strengths, your identity outside the trauma. It's about defining your future on your own terms. Now, you cannot start that journey for these first three steps to healing until you take those first steps in the crisis phase. If you do nothing else, I want you to consider these three first steps to healing your trauma, okay? So, step one is seek specialized support. Please make this a non-negotiable. And I'm not talking about standard couples counseling. You need your own individual therapist, one who is trained in betrayal trauma. You need a space that is 100% just for you, where that therapist is in your corner to validate your experience and give you the tools to get through this. Step two is prioritize your physical and emotional safety. This goes back to boundaries, which we talked about in a previous video. Safety can mean getting a new bank account. It can mean telling your partner, I'm not sleeping in the same bed with you right now. It means whatever you need to do to calm your nervous system and stop the active traumatization. Step three is to find a safe community. This trauma thrives in the isolation and shame that it creates. You really need to find a way to break that hold, that isolation. And this can be a trusted, non judgmental friend, but I highly recommend a curated support group, either online or in person, for partners of sex addicts. Being in a room virtually or in real life with people who say, me too, is one of the most powerful healing experiences you can have. If you can find an S-Anon group in your area or online, I would strongly encourage you to join. So this is just a very brief introduction. What you're going through is one of the most painful experiences a human can endure, but I want you to know it's not a life sentence. You can heal from this. You can feel whole again. For the path out is not by focusing on fixing the addict, it's by focusing now on healing you. And if this video is resonating with you and you're wondering what that first step could look like, if there are people that can help, I want to invite you to talk to our team. So we have therapists who specialize in this, who get it, who are there to be your advocate. And we work with you via secure Zoom video call from the comfort and privacy of your own home or wherever you feel safe to meet with us. And you can start by booking a free, completely confidential 20-minute phone consultation. Let's just talk about you, your experience, where you're at, and what your path to healing might look like. Visit our site at therapivo.com or look for a link in the description below. Thanks for watching.